Alright guys, welcome back. This is the ESL European Sports League Pro Series Cup number 1 for their winter tournament. And in the bottom left we have the pink Zerg Hanfy playing for Team Alien Invasion.
And in the top right of Cloud Kingdom we have the red Protest player is Mousesports HasuObs.
Our first PvZ casting together.
We see both players just exchanging pleasantries here and starting off the game. This is a very early scout from HasuObs. I don't know. Oh, he's going to forge fast expand. Drop that pylon on low ground in front of his natural. He's actually ahead of a lot of the field as far as picking up the more advanced tactics, so this isn't so surprising from him as opposed to some of the other Protest players in Europe.
Right. HasuObs is a pretty big name. From Germany. I think he's more known than both Goody and Zaka. So
he gained his fame dueling up against Thorzane early on in the European scene. And Thorzane was obviously a very well-known European player. And I think it was TSL 3 HasuObs made it deep into.
We have a spawning pool first coming from our Zerg player, and HasuObs has yet to send a probe out. Maybe he's going to go Nexus first and then drop that forge. He's already probe piling, I should say.
Definitely has no fear here. He saw the spawning pool first. He's going to go down and delay the expansion with that probe, just to be a general pain in the ass, as Protests tend to do. And there it is, Nexus first. Should see a forge come out soon after, and finish up that wall with a gateway and
cybernetic score.
Yep. With a cannon behind it, and that'll make him completely safe from Zerglings. The only thing a Zerg player has the option of doing at that point is a Baneling bust, and that's generally not very good against force fields.
Do you think Hanfy's Nidus play will come back in this one?
Actually, there's a good chance of that. This is, that's one of the things that you can do is rush to lair and make a fast Nidus Worm and completely circumvent the defense that is the wall in front of your natural. That's actually a strong weakness for the Zerg player to exploit.
And this is another map where a very large central base is in play, and it doesn't always get scouted or have vision pylons put out.
Well, he's ready for the attack in the front, so. Now we just see him gassing up. He's getting ready to start teching. We'll see the cybernetic core start as soon as this gateway finishes. Now he knows that no Zerglings are coming. He's just going to wander out and put that probe to use, mining again, instead of creating the wall.
We have two gases, a second gas coming down for HasuObs, and neither one is filled with probes.
And there he's pylon blocking the third base, Hanfy. Just making sure he doesn't catch up economically. That's the recognized response to a forge fast expand is a fast third base. And there's a cybernetics core. This is an interesting positioning on the high ground, using the pylon from the low ground to power it. I actually like it a lot. It's less vulnerable than the low ground to a roach attack. And if you're attacking a wall like that and you can pick up the cyber core, you can stop stalker reinforcements completely.
Hanfy's got some Zerglings just patrolling around, taking the Xel'Naga watchtowers, and it looks like he's going into roaches. But I'm curious as to what he's going to be doing after that, and whether or not he's going to go for that third.
He did not take the third base. I think we'll see another 2-base attack with probably a Nidus and possibly +1. He has Overlords in good position to see what's going on in the base.
Since HasuObs took that probe away before the pylon was killed, he may or may not know that there is a third there. Or there's no third.
There's a very small spot in the side of the main of HasuObs that can't be seen by the vision of the Vespene assimilators that a Nidus Worm could sneak into.
It could, but I think it would overlap enough that... But it would still be very, very close for HasuObs to be able to spot that on a mini-map.
I have seen him deal with Nidus Worms just with probes alone, which is the optimal way to do it, not having to play your army HUD position. Probes, if you respond instantly, workers can kill a Nidus Worm before it finishes emerging from the ground. And actually, he's just walking up front with these roaches. He's going to try to bust it with ranged attacks.
We have Zergling speed
HasuObs.
coming from Hanfy. And I think this sentry right here will be able to hold off this, at least a good portion of this attack.
When the Immortal comes out, it is going to make those roaches completely worth nothing. And
Yep.
there he goes, focusing the cannon down quickly, but
There's 3 more behind it.
Cannons coming up behind it just in case. 30 force fields to stop Zerglings from coming in. First cannon's dead. He's just buying time right now with his force fields to get this Immortal out. And
He's got a whole nother one in that sentry, and they'll have another one in about 15 seconds.
not to
These
mention all these
cannons
cannons
are going to do a lot of work.
yeah, he can't continue this attack no matter what. I mean, he did his damage in killing the pylon, and he's continuing the attack. Okay.
No workers killed, and 28 units killed by HasuObs, only 1 by Hanfy.
The most scary thing that Hanfy did to HasuObs was unpowered the core to make the gateway research stop.
Yeah.
And
No
that's
warp
gonna be
gate,
fixed
and
very
it's fixed
soon.
right now. No rewall off from HasuObs, and it
Doesn't eat it with that many cannons there.
and I don't see a robotics support bay coming down.
You see the lair finishing soon, and we'll see what he's going to follow this up with. I wouldn't be too surprised to see another Spire go down from him to follow this up with just some more kind of all-in type cheese, and there's a Spire. Wow.
Yeah, that's an interesting choice. All HasuObs has to do is build a they don't call it a Twilight Citadel anymore, a Twilight Council, and go for Blink to really stop these.
Or put a cannon in the middle line.
True.
And you see his warp gates opening up right now.
And he's getting a shuttle. That's going to be
Prism.
a lot of fun. It's a warp prism. Thank you. It's not a shuttle anymore. Ah.
StarCraft 2.
I've been playing too much. I played Brood War until 2005, and I actually played Brood War pretty recently in the last year. I replayed the campaign, and that is very difficult to do in a windowed mode.
Here we see this is just a really strong army coming out from HasuObs. I don't know if he'll drop or if he'll just bring the warp prism with to help us supply. Are his immortals actually stuck in his base from the architecture? No, they can't be. Well, even if they are, you could drop them out with the warp prism.
Yeah.
No, they can get out.
This is a very odd Immortal Sentry push, and Hanfy's hidden base isn't going to really help him.
Yeah, I mean, it's Immortal Sentry pushes are very common. This is just much later than you're used to seeing.
Right.
You usually see 2 bases and 8 gateways.
A lot more sentries coming out. Oh my gosh, it's a lot of sentries.
Yeah, he's gonna just completely destroy him with sentries and immortals here. Zerg has just nothing to do with this. I mean, even the 5 spine crawlers he's making aren't gonna help all that much.
No, not against that many immortals. They're just going to chew right through it. Now he's going for the 3rd because he thinks there's actually something there, and he's going to be very happy when he sees nothing.
He doesn't realize the hidden base is there, but
The hidden base isn't fully functional, so it's really not.
Here comes
not
the
gonna
Mutalisks
make
with
him
no
too
defense
sad.
there. We'll see what his response is. Starts chrono boosting his warp gates, but he's just going to run away with these probes. He's going to run to the safety of the cannons.
All those those spine crawlers, and the force fields keep all of the drones from being AI targets.
Yep. Meanwhile, he just ran his probes to the cannons, and the Mutalisks did nothing. He's bringing the Mutas in to help defend now, but
more stalkers are about to be warped in.
sentries are also really good against Mutalisks. Their Guardian Shield completely nullifies the Glaive Worm's bounce.
Well, it is such a minimal increase to damage the bounce, but when you have them all piled up like that, it helps a little more, but it's definitely not with that shield. But the sentries are now all out of energy, and HasuObs is just going to have to brute force his way in here with Stalkers and Immortals, which he seems to be doing fine with.
The Stalkers are going to come in from the main that he warped in to defend, and he has a fresh Immortal to tank. He doesn't even need to. He's just going to sit here and wait for some more reinforcements.
GG from Hanfy. We're going to go right into Game 2 between Mousesports, HasuObs, and Alien Invasion's Hanfy.